Hi, folks. Well, today, if you can believe it, is Bob Dylan's 80th birthday. Seems like only yesterday it was his 70th birthday. And I went into Greenwich Village back at that time to see Don't Look Back in a movie theater. But I thought I would do something special for this occasion and decided to finally do something that took me a long, long time to do. And people were asking me to do this for the longest time. They said, "Can we see your Bob Dylan collection?" And this is not really all of it, I don't think. It's definitely all of my LPs. I definitely have all my vinyl LPs here. But there may be some CDs that I missed along the way, and I definitely am not showing you the 45s that I have. I have some 45s with picture sleeves and things, but we got some CDs here, and I think all my 12-inch vinyl records. So we're going to go along with that. Now, let me say, these are as good as I could arrange it in, I think, chronological order, just from memory. If they're a little out of sequence, I don't want the diehard Zimmerman fans to get uptight. Also, you'll notice I do not own every single album by Dylan. Um, I like Bob Dylan. I have for many years now, but I'm not a completist with Dylan, and I'm still working on my collection. So this is what I have so far. Let's get to it. Debut album, Bob Dylan. This is an original mono copy. Now, these are all in sleeves, and I'm not going to be taking them out of the clear sleeve. So in some ways, it doesn't really do the album justice, because to really see the condition of the album itself, it should probably be out of the sleeve. But there are a lot of these resealable sleeves. I don't want to open every single one of them, but this is in really good shape. I tried to get these albums in as good shape as possible. Here's the second album and one of my very favorites, Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, another mono copy original. And it is not the valuable one that has the extra tracks on it. Okay. Then also on mono we have The Times They Are A-Changin'. Don't remind me, Bob. Don't remind me. Yeah, they're changing all right. Okay. Also on mono we have Another Side of Bob Dylan. These are all originals, I believe, and in very good shape. Over the years, I've been trying to get these really nice. Here's one that I got really nice with the shrink wrap and the hype sticker. I think I'm going to take this one out of the shrink to show you. This has got the original shrink, and it's got the advertisement there, the hype for Subterranean Homesick Blues, bringing it all back home. Another great Dylan album. These early albums are my favorites for the most part, although you'll see as I go along there are some later albums that I like in my top list. Okay, we have here, this is also in the original shrink. I should mention too that this is mono. Did I mention this was mono? Well, this is also mono. These are a whole bunch of mono albums to start out. Highway 61 Revisited in the original shrink. Okay, now we go to a stereo album, but I think I'm going to open this up for a reason, which I will show you as I go along here. This is a stereo copy of Blonde on Blonde. Of course, the gatefold opens thusly, and I do have a copy with the girl in there, and I forget her name every time. That's the copy that was withdrawn, and they substituted in later copies picture of Bob instead. Stereo, John Wesley Harding. And they see the Beatles are on here. I haven't looked for the Beatles. So here we have Nashville Skyline with the Lay Lady Lay sticker there and the shrink wrap. Also in the shrink, New Morning. Okay, I have the Notorious album just called Dylan, where the record company Columbia put out some of these takes, these songs that weren't really good. This is supposed to be a really underwhelming album. Of course, it's cool to have it with the hype sticker. Here's Planet Waves in the shrink. The gold backing. Isn't this when Bob went to Asylum Records? Okay. Blood on the Tracks in the shrink with the Corvette sticker. I believe that's a Corvette sticker. Maybe it's not. I take that back. It might not be a Corvette sticker, but it is a price sticker. You know, one of the codes, price codes. Okay, here's Desire in the shrink and hype sticker. Includes Hurricane. And just for old memory's sake, some of you remember Sam Goody, the green sticker. Okay. I could hear those tires squeal out there. It's a Dylan line, Dylan lyric he uses. Street Legal. And you know, some of these albums, I gotta tell you, I mean, I'm familiar with many of these earlier albums, but I'm not familiar, like I never played Street Legal. Desire, I know a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of good albums that gotta be played that I have never played before, like Street Legal. I got, some people say this is really good. So many albums, so little time. Now this is a Corvette sticker, and this is one of my very favorite Bob Dylan albums, hands down. There's the Corvette sticker. That's it. It says Corvettes on it. Some of you old timers will remember Corvettes. Slow Train Coming, the hype sticker. That's this is the album that got me into Bob Dylan. This is the first album that got me into Dylan. And it's his born again Christian phase. But if there was a phase, I don't know. He never could learn to drink that blood and to call it wine. And we have Saved. This is the follow-up. It's got the sticker. And I've never heard this album. You know, as much as I love Slow Train Coming, I've never heard Saved. You know, I try to get the albums in the shrink with the hype stickers. I have heard this one. This is the trilogy, the end of the trilogy of the Christian albums. This is Shot of Love. Got some songs on here I like. As much as I like hype stickers on albums, I do not like the nice price, because the nice price means it's in the bargain bin for cheap. This isn't one of my all-time favorite Dylan albums, near the top of the list, 1983's Infidels. I think this is a great, great album all the way through, a very solid album. And this one I know well in a shrink. Let's see here. Here's this is an import. This is from England, and it's an EP, really, 3 tracks here. It's a song called The Usual, and The Usual was a song from Hearts of Fire, which is a movie I've never been able to see. I don't know how easy it is to get a hold of that movie, but I like the song. You know, I'll have the usual. You know, I like the song. Here's a pretty poor album, one of his worst, I dare say. Bob Dylan, Knocked Out Loaded. You can see we've got your music on sale, $6.99. It's got the hype. It's nice artwork, even though the album's not much. Now here's a rare original Bob Dylan, Down in the Groove from '88. And I like the song Silvio on here. Silvio, Ugliest Girl in the World. Those 2 songs I like. But here's a hype sticker. All right, here's Oh Mercy. The late 80s. We're finishing up the 80s here. Hold on a minute. And here's a rare album. I was glad to find this. It's hard to find. This is Under the Red Sky. I like the song Under the Red Sky, and I like Wiggle Wiggle, and you know, some other tracks. Here's a sealed copy, and I've heard this. I've had the misfortune to hear this ridiculous album. Sorry, folks. Christmas in the Heart. This is an album I used to bring to work on Christmas time, and on the CD, I have a CD of this, and I play the CD and drive everybody crazy. This is, you want to torture somebody at the holidays, you play this album. I mean, I love Bob Dylan. I get Bob Dylan, and people say you don't get Dylan. I get Dylan. I like the fact that Dylan sings like Dylan. I like his voice. I understand his voice, but he has no business doing Christmas songs. They're terrible. And this is the latest album I have on vinyl. This is Tempest, which is a wonderful album. This is a phenomenal album. Yeah, from 2012, I believe. This is really great. He did a tribute to John Lennon on this album called Roll On John, but ironically, that's my least favorite song. I don't like the John Lennon tribute, but the rest of the album, I love it. This is a curio that I have. This is the Bob Dylan songbook, played by the Golden Gate Strings. Okay, an unusual album. And now we're just going to go through some of the CDs I have. This is a good album. People have recommended this. I got it on CD. Time Out of Mind. The thing is that I've had opportunities to get this on vinyl. I didn't. Sometimes these pop up on vinyl, and for whatever reason I don't get them. This is his most recent offering, Rough and Rowdy Ways, with the song Murder Most Foul on it. And I forget where I got these from. Best of the Cutting Edge, 65 to 66, disc 1. I forget where I got these from. And the Best of the Cutting Edge, 65 to 66, disc 2. The Bootleg Series, Volume 6, Bob Dylan Live, 64. Bob Dylan Bootleg Series, Volumes 1 to 3, 61 to 91. And finally, Bootleg Series, Volume 9, Bob Dylan, the Whitmark Demos, very, very good. I love these, 1962 to 64. So you wind up getting a lot of stuff that was on a really great 10 vinyl bootleg set called 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords. Yeah, this is really good. I love this. And that's it. Happy 80th to Zimmy, and thank you for watching, everybody. Take care.